Italy is not what social media shows you. And I always get asked, why you left Sicily? Why you left Italy? Oh, why you left this paradise? Yeah, you see Capri, Taormina, the good food, la dolce vita, but this is just one side. But what's the real Italy? It's a completely different story.
イタリアでは若者が低賃金、重い税、社会保障負担、長時間労働に嫌気がさし、将来有望な技術者などが海外へ流出するブレインドレインと呼ばれる脳流出が起きています。若者の流出が止められず、外国人労働者に強く依存せざるを得なくなり、そこでまた不法移民、闇労働、低賃金での搾取、行政の複雑な手続きが社会問題化しているようです。移民受け入れにより労働環境の改善が進まず、若者の国外流出と適切な移民受け入れの社会統合が難しい構造的な問題を抱えています。この問題に対して現地の人たちの感じているリアルな声をまとめました。ご覧ください。
Wow, look at that. A far-right government that campaigned on an anti-immigrant message now being forced to expand legal migration. How about that? Even the most right-wing anti-immigrant governments still need immigrants to make their countries work. Despite running on an anti-immigrant populist right-wing ticket, Giorgia Meloni's government is now being forced to grant 500,000, 500,000 visas for non-EU workers over the next 3 years. Why is that? Probably because Italy has the worst aging population problem in Europe. By like a long way. It's actually an increase from the last time that she did it. When you have a population that is rapidly aging and you've got loads and loads of old people, loads and loads of retired people, loads of people who need care, only do you need loads and loads of young people working all the time in order to pay for that with the economy, you also need more people to physically care for these elderly people. In favour of, look after your elderly, love you grandma. The point I'm trying to get across is even governments that have made their entire personality about how they don't like immigrants are being forced to accept more immigrants because they are not making it easier to have a child if you're already someone there, and they have these problems with aging populations. Italy is a very good model for a lot of countries right now that are very wealthy, have aging populations, and are being very hostile towards immigrants that they are going to need in the next 20 years. But for more.
イタリアには8年間住んでいました。合法的に移住して3ヶ月後には働き始めました。信じてください。イタリア語を話せて市民権も持っていたにもかかわらず、移民扱いされたんです。逃げるしか選択肢がなかったんです。でも、今のイタリアでは、たった1年で故郷のように感じました。
About unemployment in Italy, because you guys fantasize about Italy so much. Now, keep in mind, if you have a job in America and you can work from home in Italy, good for you. That is the goal in life. American money on Italian lifestyle, amazing. However, if you're moving to Italy to find a job in Italy, I can give you the personal example of a friend of mine who was living in New York, making 10K a month, easy, moved to Italy for a job that was paying her almost 10 times less because she found it. Because most of people my age, and I'm 30, most, but a third of them are unemployed. The general unemployment in Italy is around 9-10%. Real issue though is youth unemployment. Youth unemployment is between 26 and 30%. It should be actually higher because we have another category of people which is called needs. Needs are people that are neither looking for a job nor studying in college. It will bring the number even higher. The actual statistics is almost 1 out of 2 young Italians do not have a job or not making any money and live with their parents. We live with our parents because of necessity. You might ask, why is it so? They will explain to you why so many people that immigrate to the United States come from countries with a very strong welfare system hate when Americans talk about welfare. In Italy, we have an extreme high amount of workers' rights and hiring and firing laws. Make it simple, it is extremely hard to fire a person when you come to the instance where you hired the wrong person. If I'm a guy that is looking for an employee, hire the wrong person. In America, I can immediately fire them pretty quickly. If I do it in Italy, next to impossible. If I do it, the amount of fees and lawsuits and shit I have to go through is crazy just because of workers' rights. Cost of work is extremely high in Italy. It's funny because our gross income is $30,000 a year. Our net income is actually $15,000 a year because of taxes. But what nobody talks about is the cost to an employer. Because I might pay you $30,000 gross. Then I have a lot of other taxes as an employer that I have to pay. Bring my cost of hiring and keeping a person from 30,000 to 40 to almost 50,000. I have the same cost of hiring a person as the United States. The net income of that person is a fourth or a third of what a person in the United States makes. So high taxes, high cost of work, extremely hard to fire a person leads to disincentive, lack of incentive to hire people, just overwork the people you already have. If you hire a good worker, you just give them more hours, pay them a little bit more. In most cases, you just let them work more and that's it, without hiring other people. Because you're scared of hiring the wrong person, it will make your life much harder. You might say, well, then people can just leave the job. They won't, because if they left the job, it will be very hard for them to find another job because of what I just explained to you. United States might have a lot of problems when it comes to workers' laws and unemployment in general, health insurance and shit. The cool thing of the United States is because of the system you have, the employee has a lot of bargaining power. Right now you have a 4% unemployment rate, which means employers are fighting to find a person and they will do anything to hire a person. It means that the person is more likely to get a higher job, higher paying job, higher incentives, higher 401k and everything else. This is why we have a 30% youth unemployment in Italy. Peace out.
それでもイタリアは50万人の外国人労働者を求めている。私はスウェーデンに住んでいますが同じです。若者の失業率は 25% で、大学生の失業率も非常に高いです。
43% of Italians don't have an income. 43%. And no one is talking about it. These are not numbers I just made up. No. These are stats that just came out from Italy's tax agency. Out of about 60 million people, only 32 reported a positive income. That means almost half the country either doesn't have an income or they're not declaring one. Think about it. For every 2 Italians, 1 is not contributing a dime toward education, healthcare, social services. And that means the other half is not just paying for themselves, but they're paying for everyone else too. And 75% of, this is another statistic that just came out, 75% of all taxes are paid by 10 million people. Only 10. And you know who that is? The middle class. The rich don't pay taxes. They find ways around it. The poor either don't have an income or they don't declare it. So the whole system is sitting on the shoulders of middle class, regular middle class families. And that's because we all know it. The Italian tax system is a trap for the middle class. The middle class is holding everything up. But listen to this again. 43% of Italians don't have an income. How they don't have an income? How can a country survive like this?
本当に高齢化社会です。もうすぐ働く人が家賃収入よりも少なくなるでしょう。この状況を救うにはもっと子供を増やすしかありません。数週間前にミラノに行ったのですが、物乞いの多さに衝撃を受けました。
That's the hard truth that most of the younger generations in Italy have to face. There is a really high percentage of young people moving abroad to either Europe or Australia or other countries because they see better opportunities there. Don't get me wrong, I love my country, I love Italy, and I think that's the best place for retirement. But if you want to get a good career, that's just not the place. Entry-level position starts at 500, 800 euros. And then of course you can get promoted, but that's a really slow process. So I first moved abroad when I was 18 and I never came back except for COVID. And I don't think I will ever go back to Italy. I would definitely prefer getting some job experiences elsewhere. Even if I'm doing a master, Italy it's not the place I want to get my education or I want to work as early in my career.
ちなみに私はイタリア系アメリカ人です。本当にイタリアに住みたいと思っていましたが、これを知った時、イタリアで暮らすのは難しいだろうと思いました。日本にも同じことが起こるような気がする。イタリアでは1990年代以降の労働市場改革で非正規雇用が増加、その過半数が低賃金労働者となっています。また、イタリアには法定最低賃金がなく、格差が大きいことが問題視されているとのこと。現状、移民労働者を低賃金で雇う企業が多いことで、労働環境の改善が進まず、以前から問題であった若者の海外流出を止めることができていません。そこに急速に広がる少子高齢化問題による人手不足。この問題を解決するには60万人の外国人労働者が必要とみられています。国内の政策により、有望な若者たちがより良い機会を求めて国外に活躍の場を移し、労働力不足となった国内では外国人労働者に頼るしかない現状は、イタリアのみならず、日本でも同じような問題を抱えているのではないでしょうか。イタリアの今後の行き先を注意深く見ていく必要がありそうです。 ぜひコメント欄で今回の動画の感想やご意見を聞かせてください。最後までご覧いただきありがとうございました。